Hello everybody and welcome back to a brand new episode of our NASCAR 25 career mode here on the channel today. I hope you're all having a great day. We are bringing in level 7 upgrades to our car with specifically just the engine coming into this Bristol Motor Speedway. The rest of the car is mainly filled with level 5 components coming into this weekend, but I'm hopeful that just a little bit stronger of an engine is going to give us a little bit better of a performance here from the high banks of Bristol here, the last great Coliseum. And this is going to be, I think, a very, very fun and also challenging race, to say the bare minimum. I mean, Bristol is not easy in NASCAR 25, unlike, say NASCAR Heat 5. I always felt like you'd come to Bristol and you'd have a shot to win that race. This is not going to be an easy race as we come through into the high banks practice at this point now, with a goal of a 15.8 here in practice now. And of course, with this next gen era, you're shifting on both sides of the racetrack. You go up into 5th on the straights, back down into 4th in the corners now, and overall was feeling relatively confident in practice. I mean, my lap times weren't exactly where they needed to be. There were a couple of tenths off of the goal time every lap, but I mean, that's closer than where we've been getting at sometimes throughout this season. So we're getting closer and closer every single race to being a bit more competitive. Next race is Talladega, so we know we're gonna have a shot at Talladega in the next episode, but today is all about, I'm kind of setting a personal goal of a top, say 27, 28. I feel like even top 25 I feel like is possible, as we ended up dead last in practice, but again, a little bit closer to the back of the field as you see the rest of your practice order. Christopher Bell up front here in practice on Saturday afternoon, and a lot of Joe Gibbs presence and Hendrick Motorsports presence as usual. Bubba Wallace as well there in P4. How about Ty Gibbs actually stepping up to the plate here in P2 in practice? So could he have some speed this weekend in what's not been a great season so far? Now into qualifying in this Tricon Garage number 85 Technique Toyota as we get ready to hit the track now. And of course, sponsor goal still remains at a top 35 as we roll through one and out of turn 2. Want to glide up towards that outside wall in the center of the corner and really get the car to kind of turn down the racetrack now. And just like that, kind of the diamond effect as we exit turn 4 to the line. One more lap still, a 16.052 in lap 1. Can we better that here on this second lap? Turns 1 and 2 felt pretty good. Turns 3 and 4 feel pretty good as well. I'm going to try and diamond it one more time to the line. It's a 16.008 here, and that puts us in P25. That's a very, very solid effort right there. Denny Hamlin on pole position over Ryan Blaney, Kyle Larson, Christopher Bell, William Byron, your top 5. Surprised that Bubba Wallace is down in P9 after a strong top 5 result in practice. Couldn't quite translate that into qualifying. Shane Van Gisbergen down there in 33rd, my teammate of Martin Truex Jr. in the field this weekend in P37 as we get ready to head to the race here on Sunday afternoon. This race is going to be all about running the top. You want to fight for the top, get to the top lane at all costs. There's going to be some moments where you can make the inside work, but what I think you're going to see today is a race filled with slide jobs from myself. I feel like that's going to really be the way that we're making passes here. Unfortunately, we're going to have to rely on slide jobs a lot, so hopefully we can be successful in said slide jobs. Now, as we come through for getting ready to go to the grid now, 125 laps of racing. Denny Hamlin, Ryan Blaney sent to lead the field to the green flag, which is now waving here from Bristol Motor Speedway. Stage number 1 going to be 31 laps now as we head off into turn number 1, and right off the bat I'm going to hook up the inside line. I wanted to be on the outside, of course, but obviously starting on the inside line, you just got to do what you got to do now, and you're just kind of being patient, waiting for the opportunity to jump up. We're 3 wide just about there on the exit of turn 4. Not a very calm start. Now looking behind us, here comes Shane Van Gisbergen in that number 88 there for Trackhouse Racing. Now I am already in a landslide being stuck on this inside line. Here comes Noah Gregson, Daniel Suarez as well, and the Freeway Insurance 99 that is looking to my outside here now. So I'm just patiently, but at the same time, you know, kind of like intensely trying to get up to the top here now. And I'm actually 3 wide in the middle now. Suarez on the top, Van Gisbergen on the inside, and we're going to drop outside of the top 30 in these opening laps. Now, I'm confident we got the pace. We just need to get up to the outside here. That's the big thing. And the car is really, really tight right now. So I'm looking for some adjustments already to loosen up this car. That's going to come at the first caution, of course, as we get in between Suarez and Jimmy Johnson. My teammate of Martin Truex Jr. to my inside. Truex being in the field is a really good opportunity to get a baseline of where this team actually is, and that's kind of the goal of putting Truex in a second Tricon car this season. Is some races that he shows up, we will get kind of a baseline of where Martin Truex Jr., where he thinks the team is currently at. If Truex is not running well, that kind of tells you everything you need to know about the team as we continue on at this point now, lap 9 of 31, and we have settled into the outside line at this point. Daniel Suarez has passed his teammate of Shane Van Gisbergen. Truex is continuing to actually kind of hook up on this inside line, doing a really good job of carrying some speed, as Denny Hamlin has actually returned to the lead now of this race now with 20 to go in the stage over Kyle Larson. Jimmy Johnson now to my inside, and honestly feeling like the 2 cars in front of us on the top are kind of holding us up. That's Suarez and Van Gisbergen. We dropped down to 34th position. I'm like, okay, we're gonna have to start looking already at trying to do a bit of a slide job. So on the inside of SVG into turn number 3, we're gonna try and slide in between him and Suarez. Couldn't quite make it happen right there, but I learned immediately what I need to do differently, which is send it harder. And there we go, trying again. Oh, not quite going to happen now. Van Gisbergen keeps it pinned on the outside now into turn number 3. One more shot at it. Clear, just barely in between him and the 99. There we go. So now we know we just really got to full send it into the corner to really make that slide job happen. So I learned what I needed to do right there, and now it's time to really utilize that. Suarez continues to go forward, and now I'm to the inside of my teammate of Martin Truex Jr., and there we go. We'll slide it up into turn 3. We'll clear him. Jimmy Johnson at this point is next now, and we're on lap 18 of 31. Denny Hamlin's now on the same straightaway, so my concern is also going a lap down. So I'm trying to put as many cars in between myself and the leaders as possible, but Denny Hamlin is making a lot of speed, and unfortunately for me, look at this. We've got a side-by-side battle between the 84 and the 99. I can't slide job anybody in a situation like that, but Suarez now has been cleared by the 84 of Jimmy Johnson, so now just looking for that moment where we can go for the slider, but I couldn't clear him there. He would re-clear me, and now he was back up the inside of Jimmy Johnson. So now we're kind of stuck here. New leader, the 20 of Christopher Bell, as I'm trying to push Suarez literally forward right there, as we should be able to slide job this 84 into turn number 1. This should be a pretty easy one. We'll just jump up in front of him. We'll take P31, but Christopher Bell, the leader in that Ream black and white paint scheme, is marching his way forward. Now lap 27, a run to the inside of Daniel Suarez into turn 3. We'll slide job him. Clear. Now it's just him and Jimmy Johnson in between me and the leader of Bell, and Hamlin as well right there in P2 behind Christopher Bell is ready to pounce as well. On top of that, now as we continue to try and drive away at this point now, as we're coming up on the final few laps of this first and opening stage, Daniel Suarez trying his hardest to kind of, get back in front of me, but Denny Hamlin's to the inside of Christopher Bell, who's now behind Jimmy Johnson. Now Hamlin returns to the lead. We're coming up on the final lap for the leaders here in stage number 1, and that's perfect because Denny Hamlin's here. He's about to pass the 99 of Daniel Suarez now, as we are closing in quickly on the cars in front of us. 1 lap to go in stage 1 for the leaders. Here comes Hamlin. I'm going to have to go defensive so I don't have to rely on the free pass, which would send me to the back of the field. So I jump down in front of the number 11, and we are going to plant ourselves defensively in front of him. He still wins the stage, and we will hang on to the lead lap because Denny Hamlin just took the green-white checkered, and there you go. 10th place crosses the line. We take P30 here in stage 1. We've got a lot more speed than 30th, guaranteed, so I'm feeling pretty good going into the stage. Daniel Suarez, he will get the free pass there in P31. We will make a wedge adjustment, and on top of that, tire pressure adjustments as well, lowering the pressures on the right side, and the wedge from 50.0 down to 49.5. On top of that, of course, 2 cans of fuel as well as a 4 fresh tire pit stop. We see a complete mess in the pits. We have all of a sudden jumped up 12 spots into the top 20. Kyle Larson just dropped 15, and Bristol, as we kick off the second stage in this game, Bristol is really weird for pit stops now because, of course, there's a pit lane on the front straightaway, there's a pit lane on the back straightaway. So when they pit under caution, it's almost like it's hitting a randomizer, and it just completely shuffles a lot of the running order. Now, the front runners did not change. Denny Hamlin's still up there. It's actually Joe Gibbs racing 1, 2, 3, 4. It's Hamlin, Gibbs, Bell, and Briscoe, as now we are right in the mix of really fast cars of Kyle Larson, Tyler Reddick, Joey Logano, but then we also got some kind of, mid-speed cars of Noah Gragson here in the mix with us. Allmendinger, the 47 of Steno. So now we're just right in the thick of a mess at this point. Ryan Blaney's looking to my right rear. Chase Elliott's trying to go forward. Alex Bowman as well. And I have now migrated down to the inside to see if I could make some headway here at the beginning of stage 2. And unfortunately wasn't quite working out now, as Chase Elliott would pass me 3 wide on the inside. And I was starting to, instead of run the yellow line, run up the racetrack, kind of like the 9, and see, well, if I have to run lower, can I make that middle lane work? And the middle lane was certainly better than just hugging the yellow line, but it's still not great. And I've actually got some pressure 3 wide now, as we've got Zane Smith to my inside, Alex Bowman's to my outside, and I mean, it is just wild racing here from Bristol in the second stage at this point now. And I'm once again looking to jump up to the outside, but not quite getting that opportunity right now. And I'm going to be 3 wide in the middle again. Going to jump up in front of the 17 there, Fastenal Ford Mustang for RFK's Chris Buescher, as now Allmendinger's going through on the inside. But again, the problem now is, yeah, the outside line is faster, but we've got the 7 of Justin Haley kind of backing up the outside line. So now I'm watching Allmendinger go to the bottom, and, well, he's going forward. He's doing what I was not capable of doing. Michael McDowell, he's to my inside as well. Chris Buescher just dived down to the inside, and it worked, because he would drive forward. So would McDowell, so would Allmendinger. So I said, okay, someone's got to do something different. I got to jump down, because I'm once again back down to P30, which is absolutely not where I feel like I should be with the speed of this number 85 Technic Tricon Garage Camry right now. I feel like we've got competitive speed. We have just been kind of caught up in kind of the thick of the mess for a lot of this second stage so far. Denny Hamlin, though, he continues to lead briefly until he would actually give up the lead to his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate of Chase Briscoe. Briscoe looking for his first win with his new team. That would be his first win of the season. We have still yet to see a repeat winner here in this 2025 season, as we pull a bit of a slider on that 47 of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., but he actually was able to cross me over, so he would continue this fight now. But we're starting to once again roll back in the right direction. Another new leader at this point, the 20 of Christopher Bell in that Ream number 20. And then it goes back to Denny Hamlin. The lead is swapping hands a lot between Joe Gibbs drivers as we slide across the nose of the 4 of Gregson into P28 with just over 10 laps to go in stage number 2. So once again, we're going forward, and we're making some decent progress here, as we just got to remain kind of, patient now. As speaking of patience, William Byron being very patient right now. He's only just barely into the top 25 at this point on lap 24 of the stage, because he was one of the drivers that kind of got bitten by the pit stop mess. Now, as we have got a side-by-side battle here in front of us between the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek as well as the 7 of Justin Haley, waiting for one of them to clear one another, but they were really kind of dragging this battle on, and Christopher Bell's now onto the same straightaway as us. I think we should be able to hold on to the lead lap a lot more comfortably than we did in stage 1, so I'm not too concerned now, as we're to the inside of the 7, getting a little bit loose off the corner there on that inside line, and that's just, kind of what happens the lower you run here at Bristol now. But we continue in this fight between the 7 and the 42. Great scrap, honestly, that we're having with these guys. And I mean, the AI racing is just so much fun in NASCAR 25 now, as Denny Hamlin leads now, coming to lap 30 now, as we're going to loop it on the exit of turn 2. Completely lost it out of nowhere, hoping for the yellow. There it is. So we end up 30th in stage 2. But the caution saves us from going a lap down at least, but we are going to have to repair the car. Quite significant repair is going to be needed. Daniel Suarez again gets a free pass, and we'll pit for 4 tires, 9 seconds of repairs, no adjustments. But I mean, that was a very almost like staple next-gen spin where I just completely lost it out of nowhere. But because of the weird pit lane, we have suddenly moved back up into P18 again. We're back into the top 20 for the start of the third and final stage. So I just crashed and brought out a caution, damaged the car, fixed the car, spent 9 seconds repairing the car, but somehow we passed 12 cars. I will say, you're not going to hear me complain because this has just given us a bit more life again. So we learned what didn't work in stage 2, and the reality is I don't really know a solution to that because I went to the bottom, we went backwards. I went to the top, we went backwards because of slower traffic, and it's just, yeah, kind of, you know, not a very good situation. It's a bit of a lose-lose, so I just kind of have to hope for the best here. We're 3 wide on the exit of turn 2. Bowman and Blaney, I mean, they are just plowing their way through. They're avoiding contact, fortunately, but they are, you know, they're just really pushing to get through this field here. Michael McDowell to my inside. I am just trying to remain calm. Let things happen, and hopefully we'll get a long green flag run, and things will work out. Chase Briscoe, he's back out in front in that number 19 at this point now, as we are past the halfway point of this race at this point, and just trying to play our cards right. Now to my inside comes that 38 of Zane Smith. We're going to be 3 wide. Near crash in front of us. I back out of it. Whatever happened up there, they saved it. I believe it was the 24 of William Byron, so I kind of lost some time. Slide back up in front of Cole Custer there for P30, but just like stage 2, we're back down to 30th position. There's only 31 cars on the lead lap. Daniel Suarez is the last one on the lead lap now, as we would start to once again, though, move our way back forward. To the inside of Noah Gregson, we're going to send it into turn 3. Slide job complete on the number 4. Let's continue this momentum now as we head into the mid-70 lap range at this point now. Gregson going to try and get back to my inside, but will carry the momentum up and off the corner, and we would very quickly run down the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek, who's kind of backing up the field, and I'm going to split 3 wide in the middle. Gregson's gotten back to the inside. We're clear of him. We're going to send it into turn 3. Clear of the 42. New leader Denny Hamlin as well. Here comes Gregson to fight to my inside. Noah Gregson will not leave me alone here in this race today, and he would be a thorn in my side here for the next handful of laps at this point now. He was not letting this go, and he was really trying to hook up this kind of middle lane to pass me, but as long as I don't make a mistake, we should be able to hold our own on the top. But if he doesn't make a mistake, he's able to kind of hang dead even with me down the straightaways through these corners. We come to lap 80, and we're still side by side, and both of us are running down the traffic in front of us, which right now consists of Ricky Stenhouse Jr., Josh Berry, Justin Haley, as well as Zane Smith. So, great battles that we're having with this 4-car of Gregson, but certainly a bit annoying at this point. But I actually briefly do clear him into turn 3, surprisingly. So now it's like, okay, we might have an opportunity to go after Stenhouse. So we would clear him, and now we're to the inside of Josh Berry, but unfortunately you can't really do a slide job because Stenhouse is not far in front of the 21, so there's not a car length there to kind of slide into. So now we really need to force this inside lane, or this middle lane, to work now, as Christopher Bell continues to lead at this point now, as we actually do clear the 21. So a slide up briefly in between the 21 and the 47 to kind of reset and get that momentum, as Gregson against to my inside. 3 wide in the middle. We're going to have to send it into turn number 1. Clear of Gregson, clear of Stenhouse. Slide job again for like the 12th time today, I feel like it is. But Gregson again follows through on the inside as we move into P26 and P27. And Gregson just refuses to let up on this battle, and we continue to go at it again as I continue to roll the top. He continues to roll the middle. Great battles. Exit turn 2. Finally clear of Gregson, but he is certainly not going to go down because he would stick with me as we would continue to run down the cars in front of us of Haley as well as Zane Smith now, as Christopher Bell is slowly getting closer to us. But by the end of this race, if it stays green, we'll definitely go a lap down, but we have to pit in about 20 laps now. But hold that thought. Around goes to 7 on the exit of turn 4. Cautions out. We move into P24, and Justin Haley goes for a spin, and we're all going to pit for tires and feel this will eliminate any potential that we had of a green flag pit stop, which was not far away. But yeah, I mean, we're going to come in and get 4 fresh tires, as well as get a can of fuel, and that will be plenty of fuel to get us to the end of this race. We move through into P12. We have gained 12 spots on each pit stop of this race. That's a huge huge gain as it's Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin, Chase Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, and Ty Gibbs that make it a top 5 Toyota Racing field. Here into turn 1 we go, and all of a sudden we've got ourselves in 13th, 12th position. The guy that just wrecked is passing me, unfortunately, into turn 3. Looking up in front of us, who's up there? Carson Hocevar, Ryan Preece, Austin Cindric, all having very competitive runs right now. Into turn 1 we go, and at this point we're coming up on 30 laps to go in this race, which is not a lot of time at Bristol now, as Bell has moved up to the outside with Denny Hamlin. It's Joe Gibbs Racing 1, 2, 3, 4, Bubba Wallace in 2311 in P5. Now as Chase Briscoe is trying to take the lead from his Joe Gibbs Racing teammate. I'm not used to being this close to the lead in my rookie season as a Cup Series driver, but here we are in the top 15. Now we know we're going to go backwards. We know there's fast cars that are working their way forward, and I would very quickly drop down to 18th place on lap 99 of this race now, as Denny Hamlin had returned to the lead. Now as Chris Buescher passes us, we know the likes of Elliott are on their way forward. William Byron actually is in front of us now that I mentioned that, and but we know Kyle Larson, Joey Logano, those guys are going to be coming up behind us and trying to pass us over these next few laps as well, as we're going to look to the inside of Buescher now, and I feel like we can get past this 42 of John Hunter Nemechek now, hopefully over the course of these next few laps. But here comes Joey Logano, here comes Alex Bowman, and because of that we had dropped down to P20 with less than 25 laps to go at this point, but we're holding on significantly better in this what could be final run than we've held on all day long on some of these restarts. So this is really important for the remainder of this race now, and we're right on the back of that $42 Dollar Tree Camry for that Legacy Motor Club team of John Hunter Nemechek. He would then settle in to the inside of the 7 of Justin Haley, and here we are in the thick of this battle. 3 wide on the outside actually as Kyle Larson's going forward, and here comes AJ Allmendinger as well. This will relegate us down to the 23rd position in the late going, coming up towards the final 15 laps. Great battles we have had all race long as Denny Hamlin continues to lead in what looks like could be the first multi-time winner this season, as now a chance to pass the 7, sliding just across the nose right there and moving ourselves into 22nd. But here comes the 12 of Ryan Blaney, who surely will be able to pass us in the next corner or so. So as we continue to just hang on and really scrap this thing out towards the end of this race now. At this point, I mean, we dropped back down to 23rd, but we're about to have a nice run on the back of the 42, but I'm not going to go for a move because I know I can't slide him into turn number 3. 15 laps to go at this point in time now, as Denny Hamlin continues to lead the way as he is engulfed in lap traffic. Here's the run on the exit of turn 2 on the 42, lap 113. We're going to send it into turn 3. Clear easily of the 42 of John Hunter Nemechek now, as I'm just hoping that it stays green. I don't want to restart. I want this to stay green because we have got ourselves in really good shape. They're 3 wide up there in front of us, absolutely scrapping, as Michael McDowell is now looking to my inside here into turns 3 and 4. Denny Hamlin's coming up on 10 laps to go here from Bristol Motor Speedway now, as I'm trying to hold off the 71 of Michael McDowell, who's making a little bit more progress every lap there on my inside. Now I feel like this is going to be a difficult battle to hold him off. We've got Spire Racing's McDowell and both his teammate of Justin Haley in this battle, but we would actually get back clear of the 71 and get comfortably in front at this point now. Ross Chastain's also trying to work his way forward. Up front, we've had a lead change. It's the 19 of Chase Briscoe looking for that first win. Now out in front of this field as we have run down the 2 of Austin Cindric, as our tire warning light has come on, but the tires should be able to hang on as Chastain has moved up into 23rd behind us. How can we pass this 2? It's going to take a slide job right here on the exit of turn 2. A big run there as we cut off the corner there, jump down to the inside, send it into turn 3, barely clear. My goodness, that was a close one. Into P21 in these closing laps. New leader again. It's a 20 of Christopher Bell, as now Cindric's back to my inside. This battle is far from over as we continue side by side, nearly to the outside wall with 3 laps to go here. Here comes Ross Chastain, 3 wide as we exit turn 2, and I'm going to back out of it there. Chastain's going to get clear, and so is Cindric now. They'll be side by side into turn 3, coming to 2 laps to go. Bell's coming back to the white flag this time by as we exit turn number 4, and now McDowell's right there behind us, and Carson Hocevar they're crashing. The 2 Spire teammates come together. Bell is taking the white flag. Caution is out and we end up P22. What a finish for us. What just happened, though? Hocevar had pitted and was leaving the pits, and McDowell had to pit, and they come together, and the two Spire teammates crash each other, bringing out the caution as Christopher Bell wins the race. Joe Gibbs Racing, all their cars in the top 5. How about that? And Christopher Bell is your first multi-time winner on the season. What a race, what a finish, and we end up in a top 25 position. That was awesome for this Tricon Garage team. We really needed this finish. I mean, we of course had a great result in Darlington, but that was because of strategy. We had actually, straight up finished in the top 25 today, so we really needed this, and it's promising going forward now as we are continuing to show signs of improvement at this Tricon Garage team. Looking at the playoffs, though, Ty Gibbs is the last driver in the playoffs by 4 points over Ryan Preece. Allmendinger not far out, and same for Keselowski. Kyle Busch, he's got some work to do. Daniel Suarez as well there in 21st. That does it for me. Talladega next episode. It'll be a few days out. Of course, not going to upload any career mode on Christmas, and I wish you guys all a Merry Christmas. Take care, stay safe through the holiday season. I'll see you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching, and have a great day.